Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, this is your brother Sheikh Halida Yasin speaking to you from Kuwait. I'd like to hear you return my salam. Can I hear you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. First of all, I want to thank the Russian government and the Mufti's Council and all of the many agencies and individuals who have made this conference and my participation possible. In my humble opinion, it is efforts like this which can foster understandings and modify aggravation among human beings. We are here today to recognize, to compliment, and to support young people and young Muslims in particular, all over the world, because we realize that the struggle and the challenges which they face in securing a place for themselves in the future. We salute you, young Muslims there in Russia. We salute you and we encourage you to be optimistic. We know that it is not always an easy thing to preserve your Islamic traditions and to implement your moral principles when there are many social provocations and misunderstandings due to blatant distortions and misconceptions about Islam and Muslims. In this regard, I advise you to be prudent and I advise you to be patient. In my humble opinion, you Muslims living in Russia are living in one of the most resourceful countries in the world, with tremendous opportunities and also tremendous challenges. You are living at a very strategic time in our present world, and you young people represent an element of hope for the future of Islam and your country. Millions of young people just like yourselves are faced with the same challenge. And that's why I want to advise you towards developing and focusing on a personal life plan. Now some of you may ask me, Chef, what is a personal life plan? I advise you to go to Google. You are using Google every day. And you will see how many different examples there are for developing a life plan. You must develop a life plan. This has nothing to do with your education. A life plan is your GPS. And you know that if you're driving on a dark road or someplace you're not familiar with, and you don't have a GPS, probably you will get lost. And in this life that has become very complicated, without a GPS, you will get lost. Your GPS will be your life plan. It is a well-known fact that young people who are equipped early in life with a very clear and written life plan are more focused and more disciplined than others. And therefore they find it easier to reach their objectives and to achieve social ascendancy. And social ascendancy is the word. Social ascendancy means the opportunity to rise. And to is the only way that you will succeed in the real world. I say the real world. Your life plan will prepare and your morals will prepare. Competitive participation will give you the opportunity. Dear Muslim brothers and sisters, please remember, in the race of life, there is no other option except winning. Number 3, I want to advise you to broaden your thinking towards a genuine world view. Now, a world view is not your view of yourself. A world view is not your view of your country. A world view is your view of the people in the world and its countries, so that you can appreciate the real world and understand your place in it. Unfortunately, most young people today, especially young Muslims, they are simply reacting emotionally
насколько эмоционально реагируют.
issues and events which they don't really understand. And as a result, they are being radicalized without really knowing the truth about these matters. Today, the world has been made into a global village through fiber optics, telecommunications, and social media, of which you are using regularly every day. You have in your hands this fantastic technology. Therefore, you have no excuse in front of Allah not to be aware, not to be informed about critical issues facing humanity and affecting the quality of life on this globe that we all share. You must use this technology which Allah has given to you responsibly. We, the older generation of Muslims, we have to continue to support you. Support you through guidance, through mentoring, and helping you to recover when you fall. However, you yourself must look around and pick up the tools which Allah has given to you and make the investment for your life in this present and real world. Allah has mentioned in the Quran a principle which applies to all human condition in particular. Allah mentions in the Quran, in the surah which is called Ra'd, verse number 11. He says, indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not change the condition of a people until the people change the condition which is inside of themselves. We need to reflect upon this ayah. We need to reflect upon its meaning so that we can see from this divine principle that we humans possess the capacity, and we humans possess the capacity to change and to overcome any adversity or any social challenges which may be facing us. Dear young Muslims, you must be prepared to adopt social responsibility because you are responsible for yourself. And you are responsible for the development of your society. And you are responsible for overcoming the challenges in your society. It is you. It is in your hands. And the future is in your hands. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you about what He has given you to deal with the challenges that are in front of you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted us Muslims to be responsible. He also wants us to have constitutional adherence. This means you must adhere to the constitution of your country even when you disagree. You must find a way to deal with those challenges in a very good manner, in moderate, He doesn't like the people who are transgressors. And Allah, He doesn't like the people who are rebellious. Allah, He wants the Muslim to deal with the challenges facing them.
Поэтому Всевышний Аллах любит людей, которые убегают от проблем. Он любит людей, которые решают проблемы, с которыми они сталкиваются.
Has instructed us, and what Islam requires of us. Dear Muslims, also you must look beyond your personal career aspirations.
Вы также должны думать не только о своих карьерных возможностях.
You need to look beyond that.
Вы должны смотреть шире.
Of your country. You have to think about the advancement of your country.
Вы должны думать о преимуществах вашей страны.
Like my country, we have to look towards the advancement of our country.
Вы должны думать о том, как мы можем помочь своей стране.
Has been initiated to address the many distortions and misconceptions about Islam and Muslims. And I am a part of that movement. And you are a part of that movement. Whether we call it da'wah, мы
должны реагировать на те неправильные представления об исламе, которые присутствуют в нашем мире. Это часть давата. И я часть этого, и вы часть этого. После трагических событий 11 сентября несколько тысяч человек приняли ислам в Америке. Скажите Аллаху Акбар. Больше чем 600 тысяч человек приняло ислам в США.
Islam around the world
И более
since
2,3 миллиона
This is
человек во
during
всем мире
the
приняли
war
ислам после
against
этих
Islam.
событий.
The media war against Islam. Why? Because إنهم يكيدون كيدا وأكيد كيد.
Поскольку Аллах ранее говорит, что они замышляют козни, и я тоже замышляю козни. Так скажи же тем, которые замышляют козни, чтобы они немножко подождали.
You students are moving towards a very challenging world with many obstacles and issues which you must inevitably face and which you must inevitably overcome. You will need vision and resilience. You will need vision and resilience. And we are here today to ignite and initiate that vision. Remember the advice of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, take care of 5 things.
Он сказал, позаботьтесь о 5 вещах, прежде чем наступит 5 других вещей. Первое из них. Используйте свою молодость, пока не наступит старость. Второе. Используйте свое здоровье, пока не наступит болезнь. Используйте свое богатство перед бедностью. Используйте свое свободное время, что будет занято. И заботьтесь о своей жизни, пока не наступит смерть. Это 5 вещей, о которых пророк Мухаммад сказал нам заботиться прежде всех остальных вещей. Уважаемые дорогие мусульмане,
will cultivate a sense of social responsibility and guide you away from the undercurrent of radical behavior and from the emotional rhetoric of reactionaries. The emotional rhetoric of other reactionaries. Your life and your faith are sacred. You must not waste them because Allah SWT will ask you about what He has given you. Dear young Muslims, brothers and sisters, today, we need young people who can build themselves. We need young people who can think about the future of their society. We need young people who can think about their place in this developing world.
Мы должны думать о своем месте в этом развивающемся мире.
Gang mentality. You must refuse to be a part of the group mentality who are
preoccupied with
overthrowing and tearing things down. You must be courageous. You must be consistent. You must be competitive. But more than anything else, you should be a good and productive Muslim. Let all of us here salute all the young Muslims in the world who are like you. May Allah protect you. May Allah keep you upon the Quran and the Sunnah. I ask you for your dua. I will also give you my dua. And I look forward, inshallah, that one day I will be sitting with you in the place where you are. And at that time, we can make plans and we can discuss. We can make strategies on how we can incorporate our work, this work of da'wah. And may Allah continue to bless the Mufti's council. May Allah bless all of your parents. May Allah bless your team.
Всевышний благословит вашу работу, вашу команду.
May Allah bless all of your scholars. May Allah bless all the young Muslims just like yourselves who are sitting in places just like where you were sitting. And I ask you to forgive me for my own faults and my shortcomings. And I ask you to make dua for me.
Я прошу простить мои недостатки и делаю дуа за вас.
Who represented you in setting this up. May Allah sustain the work of the Muslim Youth Forum.
Пусть Allah поддержит Мусульманский молодежный форум.
Ya Allah, Ghafur Rahim, bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. I believe that Dr. Sayyid, who is in Egypt, who is coordinating this for us, we will come back to you in a few moments and entertain a question and answer period. So please make dua for us. We say, Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursalin, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Интерактивную сессию, поэтому делайте дua, чтобы все получилось.